I'm Lesley Kaplan, welcoming you here today. This session is every single month. We have an amazing group of women that join every month. In addition, I run a separate in-person group in Netanya. Some of these people are here today. So I'm delighted to welcome you here today, together with our co-host ACI. And we have an awesome session lined up for you with a great woman who I'm going to actually, let's just spotlight us all, and then we can see her here. She's familiar to most of you. Here we go. You can all see Annette Mashi on the screen. So what do we have for you today? Let me firstly introduce Annette, and then I'm going to tell you how we work. So Annette, as I say, if you're on social media, she's no stranger to you. I love reading her posts. They're always so original. Annette, her second name is basically known as the wizard or the magician with words. And that's exactly what she does. And that's exactly how she's going to help us today. So who is Annette? What does she do? She writes copy, she writes emails, she does sales sequences, and she helps us basically turn our prospects from cold to sold. And yes, the wording was hers for the title. That just shows you how good she was with words. And we discussed different titles, and the moment I saw us, I said, yes, that is what I want to go with. So what do we have today? We're going to be running through from 9:30 now until 11 o'clock, 90 minutes of fun, of networking. It may sound a lot of time to be in front of your screen, but it actually passes very, very quickly. How are we going to work? This, as opposed to the Monday Motivation Spotlight, is more interactive. You're going to be sharing your details in the chat. That's informal networking. And please do share them, which is your URL, any social media links, what you do, what type of clients you're looking for. We're going to be breaking into breakout rooms in the middle, somewhere in the middle of Annette's presentation. Depending on the time, I would like to try do 2 different sets of breakout rooms, which means that you'll get the opportunity to meet different sets of people. So our breakout rooms overall will be for about 20-25 minutes, which means that we'll be in different groups. I do it manually. I don't plan who's in which group. So whoever you land up with, you may land up manually, automatically, should I say, being with the same person, but you could land up being with a different person. So I've said enough. Annette, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. Take it away. Share your screen, tell us a bit about you, what you do, and give us lots of tips and fun. We're delighted to have you here today.
Okay, I am delighted to be here, and can everybody see my screen?
Yep, we're good to go.
Yay, yay, so many friendly faces. I'm excited because they're friendly faces, which anybody in Israel or outside of Israel, I know Hillary, you're far away, not in Israel, but anybody, in this realm is a friendly face. So happy to meet new people. And thank you so much, Lesley, for allowing me to come here and to talk to you guys and to help you create magic with words and to help you take your clients or your prospects or your leads, take them from not knowing you into your atmosphere and sell and thrive and all that other good stuff. So what do I have for you today? The agenda. So I used to work at Intel, so we're really, really formal with all this stuff. So there's the agenda. I'm going to tell you a little bit about me. I'm going to ask you to marry me. We're going to go on a lovely marketing journey. I'm going to tell you all about how to take your people from cold to sold. Talk a little bit about lead magnets, and don't worry if you don't know what that is. We're going to go through it and you're going to know, and then give you homework because, no presentation is complete without giving you guys homework to do. So I made Aliyah decades ago. It seems like, do the math. I think it's 28, although I'm not sure. 28 years ago, originally from Philadelphia. When I made Aliyah, I came with my husband and my little daughter. She's a year old. And God willing, she'll have her wedding in February. So keeping my fingers crossed for that. So that's how many years ago. I studied computers when people used punch cards. So if you know what a punch card is, yes, that's how old I am. So way back when in the day, I studied architecture because I love design, and I still work with a lot of designers today. While I was at Intel, I became a certified project manager. And I've always been writing. I ran away from Intel and I started writing. I was writing while I was at Intel, training manuals, documentation, presentations, all that other good stuff. So when I left Intel and I said, okay, now what do I want to do with my life? I said, I can write because I like it and I enjoy it, and that's what I'm going to do. And so about 5 years ago, I started writing, and I write mainly for female business coaches, consultants, design professionals, to help them get their word out, tell their stories, highlight their messages, attract the clients that they really want to work with. That's what I do. And the reason I do it is because, remember the punch cards? So I'm Gen X when women were where in the kitchen and nowhere else. When the years at Drexel, men, 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 and men. And so it's important to get your voice heard. When I was at Intel, I was actually passed over for a raise one time when they said to me, oh, we're going to give this guy a raise because he's single and you're married with 2 kids, so you're less likely to go somewhere. Had I sued them, I could have retired. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. And so I really believe in giving women their voices. And so that's what I like to do. And that's who I'm writing for mostly. So that's a little bit about me. So marketing and social media and everything, think of it all like being on a first date, right? Imagine going on a blind date. You walk into the bar or the restaurant or wherever, and you sit down across from the guy and he says, nice to meet you. And then he says, will you marry me? Right. So how many people on this call would say, yes, that's me, of course. Yes, let's go. Let's find the Rob and we're, headed to the hookup. No one. Business is the same thing. You want to first get to know the guy. You want to get to know your clients. Your clients want to get to know you. They want to see who you are, what you do. They want to hear about you. Once they hear about you and get to know who you are, then they begin to like you. When they begin to like you, then they begin to trust you. You're building a relationship. So slowly, the same way as you found your spouse, didn't happen overnight, you need to build that same relationship with the clients that you have. And so that's what we're going to talk about. Now, it takes about 7 touches for somebody to even consider working with you. So think about that. You can't just post one thing on social media and say, okay, I posted, great. You have to wait. And they have to hear about you. They have to read about you. They have to hear your voice in different locations. So 7 times before they actually go through this. And the more expensive, whatever it is you're offering, the more times they need to connect with you. So if you're selling a house, it's going to take them a long time to get to know that you're the right real estate agent for them to buy the house from. Let's talk a little bit about social media. Oh, we love to post, right? I wake up in the morning and I'm like, wow, I love to post. No, that is not true. I do not love to post, but I do. Problems with social media, there's the algorithm. What does that mean? That's just the program that decides who gets seen and who does not get seen. You have no control over it. And even if you did have control over it, they change it. So even if you figured it out, like, oh, well, post this way, it'll work, it changes the next day. So you have no control over who sees your posts. It's super time intensive. At least I feel that way. I'm investing my time. Am I getting a return on my investment of my time? If I'm paying for ads, am I going to get a return on the investment of paying for the ads? You want to get the most bang for your buck, and you can't post the same thing on, oh, you could, but the idea is not to post the same thing on Facebook and Instagram as you post on LinkedIn, as you post on TikTok, as you post on YouTube. I mean, each platform is different. And so you want to post differently on each platform. So there's the investment of the time. Suspension or termination. Nobody wants to be put in LinkedIn jail. You have no access and then you can't post. You don't own any of the software. You don't own the people that are in those groups. When that group, when you get like frozen out of Facebook, your followers are gone. So you want to be sure that you want an alternative to posting on social media. By the way, on LinkedIn, you can export your connections. So I don't have that as part of that, but there's a way to export your connections so that you can save those names of the people that you're connected to. The last problem with social media is competition. You're screaming into the void. There's thousands of people out there. Everybody's posting. It's really busy. How do you get seen? So an alternative, or in addition to posting on social media could be just like the front. What you want to do is you want to pull people into your world, pull them into an email, pull them into your email list. And the numbers speak for themselves. It's 40 times more effective in getting new people than social media. You're posting and posting and posting, 40 times more effective if you send email to them directly. And look at the conversion rate. It's 3 times that of social media. So not only are they seeing your mails, but they're converting and becoming your customers more. The click-through rate is 6 times that. That means that if I post on social media and I have a link and I say, click on this link to sign up, but I send the same email and I say, click on this link to sign up, I have 6 times more of a chance that somebody's going to click on the link from my email than from my social media post. And email comes directly to you. You see it. You don't have to fight anybody else. You just have to fight with all the other emails in your inbox. But it's directly 5 times more likely to be seen. Tell me, ladies, why are we wasting our time on social media? Just saying. So we want to try to get the people from the social media and funnel them into a single location. We're creating a marketing funnel. Now, people can find you in many different ways. Maybe they're looking for an interior designer. So they search interior designers in Israel and boom, your name appears, right? So that's one way people find you. People find you from networking, right? We're talking, we're in a group, we're in a networking session, get to meet somebody. Now I'm in the networking session. I want to send somebody to a specific location. I want to funnel them to one specific point. Or if you're in a conversation with somebody, hey, I know somebody, I know an interior designer. I know somebody that does EFT tapping. I know exactly where to send them. Once I know somebody, I can refer somebody to that person. So referrals, social media posts, listening to podcasts, all these are different ways that people can find you. But the trick is to funnel them to a specific point, right? A lot of people say, go to my website. So I always laugh. That's like, choose your own adventure. Well, that's really great if you're a like 7-year-old kid. 7-year-old boys like to choose their own adventure. Busy female business women do not need to choose any adventures. We have plenty of adventures on our own. We want to know exactly what to do and where to go. And that's what we're doing when we're creating this marketing funnel. We're pointing somebody to a specific location. And I do that with 3 steps. This is what I call cold to sold. Number 1 is the landing page. Number 2 is the lead magnet. And number 3 is this welcome sequence. So the landing page, I'm going to offer you a thing. And we're going to go into detail on what that thing could be. But basically, I'm going to offer you something that you want. Okay? Don't offer them something they don't want. Offer something that they want. Okay? The lead magnet is the thing that they want. I really want this. Something that's going to make them excited, something that they really, really want. And then the email sequence is going to take them from getting the thing that they wanted to getting them to the next thing that you want them to pick. So you're taking them on a journey from one place to another place. Okay, let's talk about the landing page. So the landing page, landing, why is it called landing? It's like the airplane landing on the runway. So this is, people are going to get to this point. It's like a web page that they're going to land on, and they're going to give you their email address. They're going to land on this page. They're going to get the lead magnet, and they're going to give you the email address. It's an exchange. Nobody wants to give anything away for free. So what's on the landing page? It should talk about what the free thing is, what the thing is that you're going to give them. You want to talk about why they want that thing, right? Because people need to know why they want something. And then you're going to talk about how they get it. So here's an example of a landing page. So for Nicole, Nicole's a real estate lawyer in Israel. So she's taking people, she wants people to come to her. The end point is she wants people to come to her and use her services for real estate law. Now, she's not going to sell, people are very at the beginning. They want to buy or sell real estate. Now, there's a big difference to get from point A all the way over here to point B, where Nicole wants them for her final services. So Nicole has to figure out what's a small step, a small thing that they can do that's interesting to them to take them just a little bit closer to their final destination. So she's going to offer her guide. That's her freebie. She's got a guide. This is her landing page. Do you want to buy or sell property in Israel hassle-free? Now, look at the words that we're using. If you use her guide, this is the benefits that you're going to get. You're going to be able to do this with confidence. You're going to be able to do it knowledgeably, and you're going to have peace of mind. These are all the benefits of the person who's downloading the guide. So if I want to buy or sell property in Israel, they're things that I want. And these are things that the benefits to me. And notice the things that it's not going to give me hassle or confusion. So real simple, straight to the point. This is what you can get. And this is how you need to do it. You put in your first name, you put in your email address, and you can download the guide. Now, notice that right here, there's not 12 different things that I'm asking the person to put in. I'm asking for a first name and I'm asking for email. I didn't ask for your phone number. I didn't ask for your firstborn child. I didn't ask if you were buying or selling real estate. All of those things that you put in, all of those additional boxes that people have to fill out, create resistance. And you know we hate resistance. First of all, we hate to fill in boxes. And if we have to fill in boxes, we hate to fill in a lot of boxes. So the least amount of things that we have to do to get them to fill in information, to get the free guide, to have them give us our email, the easier it is. Wait, one more thing. Now notice what the guide, no, I'll wait to talk about that. Okay, and we're going to get the guide. I remember. Okay. So we had the landing page. That was the landing page. Part 2 is the freebie. What are you giving them? What are they going to get? What do they get for free? And you have lots of different options. And after we break, we're going to go into this even in more details. But just to give you an idea, there's lots of different options you can give people. You can give them a document, like Nicole had a document that you could give them. You can give them a checklist, right? People want to know 50 ways to leave your lover. You know, and as you go down the list, you're going to check each different way. Tried that didn't work. Tried that didn't work. Tried that didn't work. When by the time you get to the 50th one, maybe I don't know. Maybe he actually did leave the lover. I'm not sure. Anyway, so there's 50. That's a checklist. White papers and reports. If you do some sort of research or anything, maybe I don't know. Maybe you sell beauty supplies and there's like chemical research on, I don't know, the safety of products testing on rabbits or something. Maybe that's something that people want to read. I don't know. I'm not sure. But research, if you're in that kind of field, you might want to give some sort of white paper or research or information. Digital marketing. Maybe you have different Canva templates. Right? You help people with digital marketing, but you can give them some Canva templates for them to create 10 LinkedIn posts. Right? It's a great place to start. What are we doing today? A webinar. Right? Lesley sent out an email, join my webinar. She asked you for your email address, and you can join her webinar. And now she has your name on her email list, and now she can send you mails to remind you about upcoming webinars or buy her book or whatever. You can be, mini podcasts, webinars, sample products, right? Maybe you're at a bazaar and you give somebody a sample product of something, a keychain or something like that. And you ask them, here's a keychain, sign up for my mailing list. So you can give them samples, videos. You can create a video. If you do breathing exercises, maybe create a video of a breathing exercise. So somebody's willing to give you their email address in exchange for the video. And we just heard Susie talk about the tools. Susie has a way for you to track your expenses. That's her lead magnet. That's her freebie. You give her your email address and she will give you the tools. She'll give you that download. The whole point about this is that you're giving away something for free. People are always worried, oh my gosh, I'm giving away something for free. But you're giving away something for free. You're getting their email address and people begin to think, wow, if this is what I got for free, imagine what I'll get if I pay. This isn't to get them to buy something from you right away. It's to begin to develop that relationship, to begin to build that connection. Remember the date? You're not marrying the guy when you sit down for the first time. You need to hear about him, get to know about him, get to like him, and boom, then you're ready to marry him. So like here's Nicole's lead magnet. And when you're thinking about the names and things like that, because that's what I do, a lot of the wording, right? That's the word magic. Insider secrets. Who does not want to know the secret? Is there anybody on the call that doesn't want to know a secret? We want to know the secrets. Add a number. 7, just 7. People love numbers. People love top reason, the number 1 reason. They love 3, right? Goldilocks and the 3 bears. Hot, medium, cold. 3, the magic of 3. 5, people like 5, because it doesn't sound like, oh my God, there's like 101 things that I have to do. There's only 5. It's really easy. 7, you know, we as Jewish women all love the number 7, right? It holds, the number 7 just lights us up. You want to light up the people so that it sounds exciting, sounds sexy. I got to get that. Essential, right? The word essential. I mean, we could have called it tips and tricks, or we could have called it tips. 5 tips to know or 7 tips to know. It's not as exciting as the insider's secret 7 essentials. It makes your lead magnet more attractive. We're trying to make your lead magnet more attractive so that people can give you their email address. So now they've downloaded the email ad. Now they've downloaded your thing, right? They got to your page. They gave you the email address and their name. They downloaded your thing and they're very happy. They got your thing, but now they want to know, now they want to know more about you. Now you're going to welcome them into your world. So I don't know how many people online have the landing page and the lead magnet, but how many people on the call have a welcome sequence? What do you do once they download the thing? Now you've got their email, now what? You want to continue to introduce your brand. You want to welcome them into your world. You want them to be happy. You want them to know about you. You want to continue with that connection. You want to set some expectations. Hey, this is the first of 5 emails. I'm going to teach a lot more good stuff. It doesn't just end with the download of the lead magnet. Here's more stuff you're going to get from me. You want to try to create engagement with them. You want to learn more about them. What's their biggest challenge? What's their fear? What's going on in their world? Who are they? If you're, let's say you're a real estate agent, you want to know, do they want to live on a kibbutz? Do they want to live in a city? Do they want to live on a moshav? This is what you use your welcome sequence in order to do those things, to get more information from them so that the next interaction that you have with the person is more personalized. You're also using your sequence to build trust. This is a little bit about me. These are other people that had the same sort of similar problems that you have. This is how we solve the problems. You're getting trust, you're gaining credibility. You offer value. Here, I wrote this blog, I wrote that blog. Here's more information. Here's a better way. Here's more information for you to continue. So these are all things that you're doing when you're introducing them through your welcome sequence. And we're going to go through, I have what each mail can do. Call to action. Now you sent this mail. What do you want from them? You want them to do something, right? We're trying to take them from that beginning point where they are to the endpoint, which is buying from you. So what kind of actions do you want them to take to get them on that path? And the last thing is you're training them. You're training them. When they see your name in their inbox, you're training them to open your mails. You've got this great mail. You've got this great stuff. It might not be just through these 5 mails, this sequence. It might be emails down the road, but you want them to know when your mail comes, when I get mail from Lesley, I have got to open it because she's going to tell me something fantastic. And so you're training your audience.
Annette, before you move on, we do have some questions regarding this. I think it would be a relevant time to ask them.
Sure.
It's in the chat so others can see the questions. Firstly, you mentioned about segmenting. So in terms of a method, and also if it's automatic, and the one question that Julie asked is it automatic, or do you ask them to opt for the next one? So from what we're speaking about, it's automatic. They've already opted in once, so you don't need them to opt in twice, unless there's maybe something else specific that you do want them to opt in twice, correct?
So the opt-in is that, yes, you, with like privacy rules and things like that, you do have to get their permission. So when they subscribe, when they've done the download, you can also have a message that says you've now opted into any of my future emails. If you want to be removed from the list, you can always unsubscribe. So, and even in all of the mails that you send, you can have that as a footer at the bottom of the mail. So anytime along the path, they can always unsubscribe. The segmentation is maybe like as a new business, let's see, as a business coach, you have people who are brand new to business, who are just starting out. You might have clients who have been in business from 1 to 5 years. And then you might have people who have been in business for 5 to 10 years or 5 to 20 years, right? As a business coach, you can handle all 3 of those. Segmentation is trying to find out what stage they are along the pipeline, so that your mails that you send, your future mails that you can send, are more specific to that audience. Think of it like cat and dogs. I want to know, I might have a pet shop. I'm sending mail, and in one of the questions I ask, are you a dog lover or a cat lover? Right? So the person answers and says, I'm a dog lover. So you put them, and the segmentation, probably you need to set it up so that it's automated. But in the beginning, you could read the mail, say, this guy's a dog lover, and tag him as a dog lover. And this woman's a cat lover, so tag her as a cat lover. Then when you're sending mails and you have a sale on dog food, you don't need to send it to the cat lover because it's not relevant.
Right, great, exactly. So that kind of answers one of the other questions, that if this is already written, your whole welcome sequence, how do you then ask specific questions that are relevant for the right person?
So the welcome sequence is more general. The welcome sequence is just like, come on into my house. Would you like tea or coffee? That sort of thing. I'm not getting down into the nitty-gritty. A lot of your other mails, as you send on a regular basis, again, remember that you need at least 7 touches with these people. So after the 5th email, they're not ready to buy a house from me. But they know a little bit more about me. I know a little bit more about them. I can kind of put them into different buckets so that mails that I send in the future can then be sent so that's more personalized for them. I mean, personalization, hi, Jane, at the top of your mail, that's very nice, but that's not necessarily personalization. That's more generic. But ideally, you'd be able to, track cat lover, dog lover, and be able to send mails specific for them.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay, those are the questions for now. So let's move forward.
Okay. So from the welcome sequence, we don't want too much. We want some stuff, but not too much, right? We want to try to get a reply from them so that they know you like to receive their replies. And if they reply, you want to reply back, right? You want to start a conversation with them. So you want to get them to reply. You want to get them to move you to their primary mailbox so it doesn't show up in spam. So make sure that they're looking for you in some way. That could be part of the text on your landing page. Hey, if you don't see the download right away, check your spam folder to make sure that you get that. You might want them to click on something. start some sort of engagement. Give them a specific place to click, like click on this link to read this article that I wrote. So you're sending them to a specific location. Again, getting that engagement, getting them to learn that your emails, you want them to engage with your emails, and what to expect. You want to tell them that 4 emails are coming. I'm not going to send a mail every hour on the hour. I'm going to send 1 email for the next 4 days, so they won't be overwhelmed by the amount of mails that they're getting. And another thing that I just started adding actually to my newsletter is I put a little emoji in the subject line, so it stands out. So not only do they see the name, but now they'll see my little wizard emoji on my email. So got to get on my list. You'll see that little email, my little wizard emoji. So the email sequences, I've seen people with 5, I've seen people with 10, I've seen people with like 20. I put together, let's not overwhelm ourselves with creating a whole bunch of emails. So I put together like a 5 email welcome sequence. So the first one is your welcome email, right? They downloaded your thing and now they're really excited. They know about you. Now I'm going to send the mail. Hey, thanks for downloading my thing. I really appreciate that. That was really great. This is a little bit about me. This is what I do. Remember, you're making that great first impression. This is what they're going to see. This is what they're going to remember. Let's make a nice first impression. I'm going to tell them this is the first of 4 emails so that they have an idea of how many emails are coming, and they're not too worried. And I'm going to thank them again for joining the list, and I'm going to give them a link to the download. Hey, download it, because maybe they missed it, maybe they lost it, maybe they're reading mail, maybe they didn't have a chance to look at it when they first were on my landing page, but maybe like a week later they want to find out, hey, I remember that thing, I want to see it. So let's give them a link to that again. So that's the welcome email. Then like another day later, you're going to send them a value email. Share some more good, fun tips that you have, information, so that they learn even more from you. It's not just one thing. Now I've learned even more from you. The third email is your engagement email. You're going to get them to engage with you in some manner. Are you a dog lover or a cat lover? By the way, for even any of these emails, as you go along the path, you can always give them a small call to action. Hey, watch this video. Right? Very nice to say to somebody, watch this video. Like, let's say I'm a breathing coach. So I have somebody with anxiety. My first email could be, thanks for downloading my thing. I hope that you can relieve your anxiety. I also feel like that because I got 3 kids and I'm living in Israel. It's always stressful. Let's, use my tips to relieve your anxiety. The second email could be, another way to relieve stress is by making sure you're drinking enough water. Here are 3 ways that you can make sure that you always keep yourself hydrated. So it doesn't have to necessarily relate to what the lead magnet was, but it still relates to something I do along the journey. And it shows
the correct timing be, Annette. We have a question here, like somebody says they find it bothersome one day in between, that the person doesn't feel like it's spam, but that you're still keeping them engaged.
Right. That's what I recommend, because you're hot in their mind. They just downloaded this thing from you. They want to hear more from you. It's not overwhelming to send something. And you're not sending every hour on the hour. You're sending 5 emails. And the first one comes with the thing. So it's really, you're only sending 4 more emails. It's not spamming. And they don't have to read them if they don't want to read them. And also keep in mind that they may miss an email of yours.
Right. So what's the ideal time gap between each one? Or is it like between first and second is more immediate, then second and third a little bit staggered out?
Well, I like to do it for the full week, like the first one, and then the next day, and the next day, and I skip Shabbat. So the next day, the next day, and the next day, so that it goes through the process. And then by the end of the cycle, then if you're sending weekly emails to nurture your list, now they're part of that weekly cycle. You want to stay top of mind. They're not going to read everything. You want to try to get them to read as much as you can. You're not being spammy. We always feel like we're being spammy. you have now given them, in the first email, you've given them something they want. They're looking for it. The second email, you're adding additional value. They want additional value. You're going to help them with their anxiety. You're offering them your services. You are not being spammy. That's our head. We're salesy, we're spammy. They don't want to hear from me. All of those, they're mind monkeys. That's, you know, that's somebody else does those, right? Business coaches, that's what you guys do. But yeah, we have to do that. We have to keep ourselves going and running and stuff like that. Don't worry, it's okay. It's okay. They don't have, you're not standing behind them saying, open my email, right? So if they feel that they don't want to open it, they won't. But it's okay. You're kind of encouraging them and you're there for them. I'm there for you. I'm building a relationship. I'm engaging with you. I'm sending you, you know, the questions, the email to engage with the person. I tell them a little bit about myself. Hey, I'm a mother with 3 kids. I also have anxiety. I empathize with you. I see where you're coming from. This is what I did in order to overcome it. Email 4. So is the trust. Now, this is really great by giving a testimonial or giving a case study. I worked with Sarah. She was totally overwhelmed. Couldn't get the kids out the door, frustrated, wanted to hide under her covers. She worked with me. And in the end, Sarah can't wait to get out of bed in the morning. And all the kids are dressed and ready to go to school, even before the bus is there. This is what we did in order to solve that problem. You are creating a story. I love storytelling. People love a good story, so storytell. Storytell how you took your clients, how you took one client from where they were in the beginning, at the beginning, where they are at the end, and what you did to get them there. That helps the reader see, oh, she knows what she's doing. She's helped Sarah. If she can help Sarah and Bill and Karen and Debbie, then she can help me. I have a similar issue. So you're deepening the trust, you're building the relationship, you're showing real life examples, and you're showing how your services benefit the person that's reading it. And the last email in the series is the call to action. Now that they've learned about you, when they learned a little bit about your values, and they've seen how you do stuff for people, how you can help them. Now you want to tell them, this is what I do. I've got this great 3-month coaching program that by the end of the 3 months, you're going to get rid of all of your anxieties. And all you need to do is get on a call with me and let's talk about it. I'm going to offer my services to how I can help you get rid of your anxiety. So real clear call to action, not salesy, not pushy, very nice. Let's talk. If you have a problem, I can fix it. And this is where, or Lesley, you're on mute. And this is where we get to take a break. Wait, she's on mute.
Here we go. Okay.
They're
drilling upstairs, so I just put myself on mute. All right. So, Annette, thank you for sharing that with us so far. If you can please just take down your share screen for now, and then we can move forward. Firstly, I do want to tell you all, do not run away if you are afraid of breakout rooms. This is the point where sometimes I find that people suddenly leave the forum because they do not want to take part in the breakout room. So number one, you're here, it's a networking group. This is when people can get to find out who you are and what you do. That being said, if you were here just to find out about the information, but you do not want to take part in the breakout room, that's okay. You don't have to. You're going to be allocated to a room, but you do not need to join the room. When you do join the room, however, make sure then, and by the way, if you don't join, then you can just stay in the main forum. And when Annette continues, then you'll be able to move on and hear her from there. When you join the room, unmute yourselves. You're going to be sharing what you do, and you're going to be doing your elevator pitch. You'll help each other. If one of you can just make sure you're in charge so that you choose. And we're not done yet, by the way, with Annette. We're going to be coming back to Annette, and Annette is going to be giving more information. So you're going to introduce yourself, elevator pitch what you do, and you're going to then be sharing. I'm going to make this shorter because I want to do 2 sets of breakout rooms, as I said. So I'm going to do this for 10 minutes, and then we're going to be doing another set, so you'll get to meet new people. So If you have time in the 10 minutes, then you can start sharing some information about what Annette has been talking about. If not, it's okay just to go with the elevator pitch and introducing and meeting a new person. Before we open up the breakout rooms, I just want to share a couple of save the dates and a couple of information of upcoming things. Firstly, I'm getting super excited. Many of you here have already signed up and registered for the Jerusalem Business Conference. Less than 2 weeks to go. Actually, today exactly, 2 weeks to go. November the 18th in Jerusalem. Closed for public transportation. There's parking in the area as well. We have a fabulous lineup of speakers and people. We're going to have booths, and we're going to be having a great speed networking session. Delicious lunch, desserts throughout the day. You're not going to be hungry, with thanks to catering from Muffin Boutique, all is kosher, la mahadrin. If that's your question, milchik chalavi. So make sure you sign up. If you're not yet getting my emails, many of you are, the fact that you're already here, just Google Jerusalem Business Conference. You don't want a case of FOMO that you missed out. This is the place that you want to be. On this particular day, well, we will not be having also our Monday motivation. Save the date. Our next professional women's networking, which will follow the Monday motivation, is December 16th, Monday, December the 16th. So save it in your calendar already. We start at 9 for the first half, and then this part is from 9:30 to 11. I'm also super excited to share with you, and copies are now ready, and you can buy your copy at the Jerusalem Business Conference, or you can get your copies from me directly. Just go to my website, lesleykaplan.com. Here we have, and what exactly like what Annette said with the wording, inspiring success stories and secrets from women in business. We have had amazing businesswomen here. Many of them you already know. Some of you are here in the session today. And it's a great book with different secrets, different stories, with women sharing their challenges and their success. If you have Kindle Unlimited, you can get it for free, or you can also get the digital, the ebook. This follows also my first book, which came out a couple of months ago, Your Small Business Success Toolbox and Guide. Lots of free checklists, different things, different stories, different ideas, how to build and brand yourself. So if you go to my website, you can also get both of these with a discount by ordering both together. So I look forward to seeing you there too. Once again, as I mentioned before, if you've missed any of our previous events, go to my the Spotify, go to my YouTube. You can get all the recordings. If you missed some of this, you want to rewatch Annette's copy, talk, everything, you didn't manage to get everything pat down, subscribe. It's free. You can this way get access, and you'll be updated via the feed. All right. So that being said, on that note, I'm going to pause the recording now, because we do not record the breakout room. Okay, ladies, we are back from the breakout rooms. I popped into the different rooms. They were all very efficient, friendly. You're amongst friends here, which is great, but they were working well. So thank you to all of you that were there. All right, so we're now going to be continuing with Annette and learning all the tips from her about how we can turn our clients from cold to sold. So Annette, where are you? Here we go. Okay, we're back in business. So just unmute yourself. I'm just trying to see you on the screen here. I can see your screen share, but for some reason, here we go. All right, I'm going to spotlight you, replacing me. There we go. All right, Annette, you can move the slides.
Am I there? Do we see it?
Yep, we see you.
Okay,
we
good.
hear you.
Somehow I lost it. Where's my little Zoomy guy? Oh, there's my little Zoom. All right. Okay, so irresistible. We want to be irresistible. Who does not want to be irresistible? We want to be irresistible. So we want to create that irresistible lead magnet. We talked a little bit about how, Nicole with her secrets. So how do we create a lead magnet that works for us? What you want to do is you want to start with the end in mind. We want to know where we want to take them. How are we going to get them from that beginning point where they are to where we want them to be at the end? But not the end of their journey, not the end of working with you, but what can we do, that little step that'll take them just one step closer to working with you, one step closer. That's what our lead magnet is going to be about. So think about how you would start a conversation with a potential client. What would you say? What's some of the first things that they need to know? And what's one product or service you could offer? So like I said, if you're a business coach, you might be offering services to help somebody brand new in business. You might be able to help somebody, you probably offer services to help somebody, 1 year to 5 years, and then you probably help people that work from like 7 years and on. So you have all these different services that you offer, but let's focus on one specific service. So the lead magnet's going to target one specific service that you offer to bring people a little closer on the journey to working with you. So these are some of the questions that you can ask yourself, right? What do your future clients need to know? What do you want them to know? Where should they start on this journey? When you're trying to figure out, when you're brainstorming what your lead magnet should be, think about all the questions that you get asked all the time. If you're a photographer, people want to know, what should I wear? What should I wear to a photo shoot? So that's a question you get asked all the time. You can easily create a lead magnet for that talks about, what to wear to your photo shoot, how to pick the right clothes, how to choose your colors, things like that. That's a great lead magnet that'll lead people into your final service, which is working with you as a brand photographer. What keeps people up at night? Like Susie was talking about, she has a lead magnet that's like 5 steps that do something, 5 steps that help you manage your money. So people are afraid. People think about, managing their money. That's one of the things that they fear. How am I going to have enough money? And so by giving your clients a little tip, one step closer, they're going to be able to get this, little piece of information from you. Like a quick win. What you want to do is you want to give people a quick win. Something that they can do that's going to build some momentum in just 5 minutes. I'm not going to conquer world peace or anything like that. It's not a big solution. Something that they might be able to do that's going to set them on the right path. If you're that business coach and you know that people have problems managing their time, maybe I could give them a daily planner. It's one step closer to helping them make their business more profitable. Help give them a thriving business. If I give them that little piece of just being able to manage their time, it's one step closer on the journey. And think about what people need to believe or what they need in order to work with you. If you're a nutritionist, right? You might be a nutritionist. People need to want a healthier lifestyle. They need to want to change their sleep patterns. They need to lower their stress levels. So they have to believe in these things. If they don't believe in lowering their stress levels, they are not going to work with you. So you want to reach the people that do want to work with you. You want to reach the people that want to have a healthy lifestyle. So these are some of the things you begin to think about in step 1 when you try to decide on the topic for your lead magnet. Now you're going to talk about, once you figure out what the topic is going to be for your lead magnet, now let's think about the format that it's going to take. So if you sell a product, maybe you sell purses, maybe you give them a 10% off the first bag that they buy, or essential oils. Maybe they sign up on your landing page, and the lead magnet that they get is a 10% off of their first purchase coupon. Works really well. People want to do that. Who doesn't like a bargain? The cheat sheet or checklist is another format that you could use. Let's say you're a travel agent. You might have a checklist of things that you need to pack when you're going on, when you're traveling. That's a great lead magnet for a travel agent. Workbooks, if you're, a woman's coach or something, maybe you need people to think about what their goals are in life. So you could give them a workbook that lets them think about their goals. What do they want in 5 years? What do they want in 1 year? What do they want in the next month? What are their goals? And give them a workbook that lets them work through what their goals could be. You could create a guide, an instruction manual. Baking a cake, all of those recipes, they're instructions. You could give them instructions. First do this, then do this, then do this. 10 steps to do whatever it is they want to do. 10 steps to build a fence. First, you got to get the nails, then you got to get the screws, then you got to I have no idea, although I did build my fence, but these are things that you can get for, you can give out an instruction guide. You could run a mini course, right? You can send them, you can have a challenge that they might do. Come to my challenge, a 3-day challenge. By the end of the 3 days, you're going to be able to write emails, flawlessly. And this is what we're going to do on day 1. This is what we're going to do on day 2. This is what we're going to do on day 3. So it could be like verbal in a course, in a webinar, or it could be a mini course. You might send them a series of mails. Mail number 1, like if I was doing this instead of doing this in a forum like this, it could have been step 1, pick your topic. And I could have written a mail that talks about different ways that you can think about what your topic for your lead magnet would be. Then the next email would be, now let's choose the format of your email. Let's choose the format of your lead magnet. And it would have information like this, and you could have examples of what format works best. If you hate to go on video, do not do a video. If you hate to be, on a podcast, don't do an audio file. But if you do meditation, if you do tapping, it's great to give people a little sample of what you do in an audio manner. Something easy for you that's going to take them not the whole journey, but take them from point A just a little step closer to where you are. Resources. It's always good to give blogs, links, articles, information. Maybe you're in charge of, or maybe you work with people and you know lots of different tools and software that people use. So you could help them pick the right customer relation management software or the right email marketing tool that they should use. And so you give them resources. Templates are great. Lots of different templates for Canva, for email formats, anything, any kind of templates. You could do a quiz is another format. And it doesn't have to be like a quiz where it's interactive. It could be just a bunch of questions. And then with each question, you could rate the answer that they give on a scale of 1 to 5. How much does your child listen to you? And then it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so you're rating the number. And then based on what the number is, at the end, you tally it all up. And then you give them, based on the result, then you tell them what they should be doing as a next step to take them a little closer on the journey. So quizzes don't have to be something major, something interactive. It can be really simple that you can put together as a document. Or like what we're doing right now, the webinar, the experience, so that you give them a little sample of what it's like to work with you. I've seen podcasts now that they do jump on my podcast and I'll do a little training session with you. And the people that listen to the podcast now know how you work. And the person that came on that had the problem that the coach then solved could help that person through it. So you're showing through example what a great way it is and how you can help people solve problems and ways for them to work with you. And that's all through, through different, they're all different formats that you can use when you're trying to decide what your lead magnet should be. So now we've created our lead magnet. Now we need to promote it. Yes, if you built it, they will come, but they need to know about it. So that's where you do all sorts of promotion, right? It's not enough just to build the lead magnet and build the landing page and build the welcome sequence. You need to then tell people about it. Social media, great way to tell people what you're doing. Hey, I've got this great tool. Put it on your profiles, on your Facebook profile, on your LinkedIn profile, in Instagram as part of your link tree or whatever, in Instagram in your bio. All of these places are places that you could promote your lead magnet, that people can download it. I have mine in LinkedIn. There's one, if you go to my LinkedIn profile, you'll see download my lead magnet, and there's an option for you to download the lead magnet. Newsletters. If you're sending out mail on a regular basis, you have something new, you can put it at the bottom of your newsletter. Hey, I have this new thing that you might be interested in. Go click on that. Or somebody else's newsletter. Promote it from somebody else's platform. If Lesley has a newsletter, as part of her newsletter, maybe she wants to say, she can add 3 new resources, 3 great resources that'll be able to help you, and put in 3 people's, lead magnets. So it will point those people to that place. When you appear on podcasts, so I appear on podcasts, people say, instead of saying, go to my website or go to my LinkedIn profile, which is like really generic, I want to funnel them into one specific location. So I say, hey, get this ultimate guide for writing email sequences. And so I'm funneling them specifically to one location where I want them to be so that they can learn more about me and go on this magical journey with me. blog articles and things like that. Just because I wrote a blog, I can also say at the bottom of my blog, hey, have you seen this email? Have you seen this lead magnet that I have? Have you seen this freebie that I'm giving away? Click here and learn more about the freebie. So there's plenty of places in webinars, in lives, there's plenty of places where you can go and you can tell people and you can promote your products and services. You just have to think about it and make sure you can't just build it and assume that they're coming. You need to be able to put it out there for people so that they can get access to it and tell other people there. I'm sure they'll refer people back and forth. We can set up a connection here with people's emails that at the bottom of the email, I add 3 other, valuable women that, hey, that if you need help with this, this is a really great resource. So help each other. So what are your next steps? So your next steps, now that I've given this great presentation, I want you to review your marketing funnel. Think about it. Think about the first date, your first date with the clients. What's it like? What experience are they getting? How are you moving them through your funnel? How are you bringing them from that social media post? How are you taking them on that journey with you so that they become part of your world so that eventually they will buy from you? Because the more they hear about you, the more they're going to see that you are the answer to what it is that they have an issue with. Think about what lead magnet's going to work for you. I mean, it doesn't make sense for me to write like 10 healthy recipes because it has absolutely nothing to do with what I'm doing. So I'm not going to write a lead magnet that talks about 10 healthy recipes, but I am going to write a lead magnet like I have here for the ultimate email sequence. So it's another step on the journey to help you guys create that ultimate email welcome sequence. I mean, we talked about the welcome sequence. Here's steps, here are additional steps for you to do it. So I'm bringing you one step closer on the journey to being able to, book a call or work with me or do whatever you need to do to take you from point A to point B to your final destination. And I got my contact information. So that's me.
Amazing.
And I guess we'll open the floor to questions.
Great, thanks. So there is one question in terms of email templates or programs, platforms. Firstly, I'm going to generalize the question a little bit more. Which ones do you recommend, or for automated emails or services? Is there anything specific besides the general platforms that one uses?
So I'm using ConvertKit. I'm paying for it. There's MailerLite, which has, I think, a free version, but that's not my area of expertise to pick the tools that work the best with your business. There's a bunch of different programs, a bunch of different tools. They can go real in depth. They can be part of customer relationship management software. I think different tools do different things. I'm going to point you to some of the other experts like Aliza Naon, or point you to Irit Levy, or point you to Tamima Glass. I think they're the right Gas, Tamima Gas. I think they're the 3 women that I know that do like automation. But I know I worked with Aliza to sit down to help me create my welcome sequence. So anybody that just to kind of get an idea.
We've got great professionals out there. Absolutely. Yeah. Annette, why don't you just take down your slideshow for a moment, please? Okay, then we can all see each other. Aggie, you said you have a question. Remember, this is going to be part of the recording. So just unmute yourself. And if anyone else, we do have time for a couple of questions if anyone wants to be part of the recording. Make sure it's relevant to what we discussed.
Yes, please. I create products, jewelry, knitwear, wine platters, all different kinds. And I don't see, it's not something that people need. It's something that hopefully they will want, but it's like not a necessity. And it's difficult for me to find a way how to get them to react to want it if it's not something they need.
Okay, good question. So Annette, how would you suggest, or would our sequence and lead magnets and everything change for something that's not an essential service? And let's be honest, many of us here in the room are not essential services, but for any given person, it may be an essential service. So let's hear, Annette, how your take is on that.
Thank you.
Right. Well, I'm sure what you're selling is, it might not be essential, right? Nobody needs to buy a Porsche, but but it's something that they want. What you're selling is something that people want. You're offering something that people are buying. They're buying it from you. I don't know what exactly, like whether it could just be a status, right? Jewelry. And that jewelry is giving them a feeling, right? People buy jewelry to feel better, to be empowered, to, I wanted to buy, like something in the shape of Israel to be inspired, or you wear a Jewish star to show that you're related to the country, or you're proud of your Judaism. So people are buying things not necessarily because I need it. Nobody, I mean, we need toilet paper, but like other things, when you go to the supermarket, you're buying some things. There's definitely impulse buying all around, and they're buying things because of the way it makes them feel. People buy based on emotion. They don't, and then they justify it with the logic. So you want to create that emotional connection to whatever it is you're doing. All the pieces of jewelry that you create that emotion, and then they're going to justify it with logic, like why they have to have it, because it makes them feel good. I mean, I know like Naomi Tate does, right? Is it Naomi Tate that does the ceramics? Those beautiful ceramic pieces. I can buy a glass. I have mugs, but she's got this beautiful ceramic mug with like stars of David that say Am Yisrael High on the inside. And that's emotional for me. And I'm like, I have to buy that. I have to drink from that. I mean, I could drink from my Corel cups too. But I'm
right.
buying,
So it's also about, right, number one, identifying with their needs and their feelings, and also creating that need. Speaking to that person, we all say it could be something that a person does not know that they need, but you create the need for them. And then you use people to assist you in terms of like Annette for the wording, or other people to assist you for the actual sequence and how to set up your things. All right, Annette, we've come to the end of an amazing session with so much information. Do you have a last sentence or two summary, something you'd just like to sum up with, a message that you would like to leave us with before I close the session?
Yeah, I'll just say that you are offering services. Each person has individual gifts and talents. That's why we're here. That's what we believe. That's part of our religion. So offer those services to help someone else. Don't feel like you're selling. You are offering your service to someone who needs it. You are solving their problems and helping them. And you are helping make the world a better place because you are helping other people. So think of marketing from the offering, and you'll feel much more comfortable about doing it, because people need you. They need you. They need what you're offering. They need what you're doing. So come at it from that point of view.
Exactly. And the fact that most of these women here, I'm assuming, are women in business, which is why they're here. And the fact that you decided to start your business means that you did see a need for whatever it is you're promoting, whatever it is you're marketing, whether it's a product or a service business. You identified a need, so you've now got to reach people in the correct way, and be cautious not to see yourself as overselling over this. People need you, okay? As you said now, Annette, and as we've discussed before, people need you. Help them find you in the correct way. So thank you, Annette Mashi, the wizard with words, the magician with words and with email sequences, for joining us today and for sharing all this very useful information with us. You've been listening to the monthly online professional women's networking forum. Stay tuned for future events. And it's been a delight seeing you here. Some of you have already left. Some of you didn't want to join the breakout rooms. That's okay. Whatever you took from this, it's been amazing. And remember, we can't always take everything from every session or from any lecture you go to, but I'm sure that you can find a starting point according to where you are right now in your business, to get yourself, and just start with one step. It may sound overwhelming. I do recommend you as well, if you want to rewatch this recording, it'll be up by the end of the day on my YouTube channel. The Monday Motivation goes to Spotify too, but this particular one will be up on my YouTube channel. I encourage and request of you to subscribe. As I said, it's free. That way you can get new things in your feed. All you do is go into Lesley Kaplan, write the word channel, and we'll also be posting links where you can find it on social media. So if you're not yet following or connected to Annette or to myself, connect with us on the different channels, whether it's Facebook or LinkedIn or even Instagram. Thank you once again to our host, to ACI. I'm Yisrael Chai. Glad we got through another peaceful event of this program today. I'm not sure if any of you had anything in your areas, but we didn't sense it if you did. So thank you for joining us. And we look forward to seeing you next week on the Monday Motivation Spotlight in 2 weeks' time at the Jerusalem Business Conference. For those of you, as I said, who have not signed up, this week, next coming week, is the last week at the regular price. Afterwards, the last minute price kicks in. It's not just at the door. So chaval to pay more. Make sure you join us that particular week. We won't be having a Monday Motivation, of course. I'm Yisrael Chai, as I said. Thank you to you all. Stay safe. Look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you again, Annette. Bye-bye.